Adriano De Souza, well, he would love to get off to a flying start. He's up against Filipe Toledo, who's been putting together the biggest heat score totals of the contest. It's a fantastic all-Brazilian showdown. Which one of these surfers do you think is going to meet Julian Wilson in the final, Ross?
I'm bordering on flamboyance. This kid right here is, he's just landing everything he does. He's going for it. You talk about Julian, how he was, soft-spoken, humble, but he flexed on that last wave. Filipe Toledo's in that same category. He is not afraid. Watch right here as he just boosts across that section. Keep in mind, 9 out of 10 surfers would have done a floater there. For good measure. Go ahead and do another little air reverse. And Ronnie, this is just his warm-up wave.
Well, that's right. This is an average wave. He took it from behind the rock at Snapper. That's where he and Adriano were sitting. Great technique to ride out of this last turn.
Offshore winds. Didn't even get the grab in there. Just hucked the tail towards the beach. Easy rotation. I think the judges will leave some space for this heat. It's just the beginning. But again, he's feeling good. Again, he's just landing everything.
You want airs? Perfect.
I got that.
Well, the scores come through for Filipe's first ride. They are enjoying those moves above the lip. A 7.83. De Souza on screen at the moment. Adriano De Souza finds himself chasing, and here goes Filipe again without priority. Driving into the first section, winds through a carve. This wave a little flatter, but starting to steepen now. And Filipe, well, he throws everything at it. But on that occasion, the wind gets the better of him, Ross.
That's exactly what happened, Ronnie. The offshore breeze just caught the board. You can see he almost brought it around. These competitors are so good at picking the nose, and that really swings the tail around, and they just ride out of it like it's nothing, which is just amazing these days. It's almost like an off the lip. But the offshore wind, kind of caught him off by surprise. A lot of times when winds like this, you grab the rail for safety. He couldn't resist. Again, it looked like he just missed that nose pick to really swing the tail around.
Explode out of the pocket. He's got a pretty nice explosive frontside air reverse himself. Here he goes, just driving into that first section. This is a pretty small wave to have waited almost half the heat for, but he digs into the wall of that ride, climbs up over the foam, keeping really busy on the inside here. Wants a big finish, and he drifts the tail and is able to slide it around into a reverse, but didn't quite ride clear of the whitewater there to finish.
Again, Filipe's 7.83 was on a pretty crummy wave, but amazing performance on it. Just the opposite there, Adriano, this wave, wasn't huge, but it was clean, and it allowed him to tee off many times. He must have fit in 6 or 7 moves. And Adriano, as you mentioned, he is very creative. He'll mix it up with the best of them. But right there on the inside, he sort of got stuck with that little vertical snap. So he recognized that, tried to get a little cheeky on the inside with the air reverse, but that wave just had no juice left.
Well, let's have a look at Filipe's 7.83 from earlier on and make some comparisons.
Couple of clean wraps too. I'm not even sure I remember seeing that. And now he's going to get into the midsection where he does a little punt over a section that really isn't offering anything. Right here he sees it. That is so tough there, but he's just got so much spring. He flies over it, and then another really unforgiving section kind of bending away from him, and he just hucks the tail towards the beach. That was phenomenal.
Adriano De Souza in second spot. His last ride came through at a 2.1. Filipe Toledo with priority out the back. Needs to use it wisely. It's going to be a very deserving event champion there.
Carissa is going to bring it. That is an awesome final.
Here we go. Movement in the lineup. Adriano De Souza without priority has found a wall. A speed float to get down the line. Climbs up over the foam. He gets out in front of it. Let's go of a nice little carve, but no major sections on offer. The rhythm is with this man at the moment, Filipe Toledo. Radical forehand carve, and just finishes with a wild float.
You could just see how much energy Filipe has. He's literally getting airborne on his bottom turns. He is jumping out of his own skin, and he's really trying to seize the moment. He wants to get that backup score now. Start applying pressure on Adriano. That's usually what ADS does to his competitors, and right now Filipe's got the chance to put it on him.
Well, we wondered how Filipe would deal with the pressure, but let's have a look at the start of this ride, Ross.
Another pretty small wave, but credit to Filipe. He's not waiting for a bomb. It's pretty slow out there. Watch how he gets air underneath his surfboard on those little bottom turns. That board is very springy. So again, not an awesome wave, but he milked a solid score out of it. Adriano, I thought maybe he's going to come around this section to a nice long wall, but that wave sort of bent out to sea. It got really fat, and you can see right here, he says, you know what, I'm out of here.
Thanks, Joey. Well, Ross Williams icing his knees watching Adriano De Souza attack these end sections at the moment. Pretty sketchy stuff. Those waves are really flat. He's just looking a little desperate and trying to nail a big turn at the end of these rides. But here we go. This is Filipe. He's picked off a nice ride, winds through a nice drawn-out carve, and again goes to the rail. Let's see if he attacks the lip here. Jams it, maintains that down-the-line flow, and there is a beautifully drawn-out carve. And he still has plenty to give on this ride. He throws his board into reverse, grabs the rail, and he rides out of that maneuver. 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Filipe Toledo, well, he's loving it almost as much as his dad.
I think he all but sealed a spot in the final with that ride. I'm thinking that's got to go excellent. That was great surfing. Easily, Ronnie, the best wave we've seen in the last 25 minutes. It's a bomb. Look, it's overhead, and he sticks to the rail. Very smart. Not trying to get too greedy right there. A little jam, got slightly stuck. Opens up on that one. Clean little hack there. Gets one more section in here, and he decides, you know what, I need to get a little creative just to mix it up. And kind of forced it a little bit, but nonetheless, he got it done. That's going to be a big score.
He is just playing this crowd, too. His dad, Ricardo, a former Brazilian champ, cheering him on. He's loving it.
In at the grandstands, he actually probably has a little bit of help from dad, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely helping. He has that confidence. I mean, that was exactly what he needed to do to seal the deal, pretty much. I mean, you can see that's deflated ADS right now.
Yeah, definitely, Pete. It must be tough. It's so interesting. Filipe's relationship with his dad, they really do ride the highs and lows of competition together. A young son who's starting to compete in events, it must be difficult just to keep your own composure when you're watching your own boy battle. But here goes Filipe once again, taking off. Just under 4 minutes remaining. He's moving through to the inside. A huge air reverse. Can he ride out of this move? Well, not quite, but he got 80% of the way there. Dad's going to eat his hat.
You talk about, Pops being on the set and trying to contain himself. You'd be thinking, hey, you know what? Tone it down a little bit. Don't blow your knee out before the final. This is huge. That's what we all love about Filipe. Never holds back. Big section right here. He says, screw it, I'm going to huck it. That is way up and over the top of that wave. We've seen a lot of nice rotators towards a beach. That had both. He was airborne.
Well, his previous score came through at a 9.4, a massive score. He's comboed one of his biggest influences, you'd think, Adriano De Souza, which kind of probably lent itself to going a little bit loony. He needed to turn an average wave into a big score. He did that at 7.83. He found a 9.4 in the later stages. The semi is coming to a close. Adriano De Souza, well, he's disappointed with that result, but he should hold his head up higher. Another strong showing from Adriano. He's going to be in equal third spot on the rankings. Filipe has cracked his first final on the championship tour, and he is pumped.